And we're back with some more oxygen not included. And today, we're going to do a bunch of quick cleanup here before we start heading into space. The first is I disabled the reactor there the last day. Well, I turned off the fuel input, so no more fuel can be put in, and the reactor has finally ran out of enriched uranium, so we're no longer completely irradiated everywhere. So we can go in here and make some changes. Now, the thing is, I want to remove some of this water, but not all of it. The water all the way along here is soaking up rads from this reactor, reducing the amount of radiation that gets to these water weeds. Now, one really great suggestion was to actually stick in a utility station. Where was it? The sweepy dock. Throw in the sweepy dock over here and let that sweep up all the water, but that would take all the water. We want to leave some of that water behind. Well, just for now. So what we want to do is get a mop command there. That will mop up that and each side of it. And basically just do the same all the way along. And done. And actually one there as well. That should get rid of most of the water, meaning when we turn this reactor back on, the radiation will be not so terrible. We're now going to allow people back in here so that they can repair the thermo aquatuner. Well, the pipes or whatever is damaged. That should be perfect. As you can see, it's still got a little bit of power in it, but not much. And sort of semi-thankfully, we haven't made this our main power source, which is why I decided to do this now while we had the chance. Oh, and maybe sweep that place up while you're in there, guys. Don't be leaving those lying around. And the question is, when they're repairing this, do they stand in the radiation? No, they do not. Look at that. Those are the smartest dupes you have ever seen. Rest of you grab that down there. That is weird. Oh, yeah, there's no power. Ooh, yeah, because the power from this is what's powering the aquatuner, which is providing the cooling for the steam turbines. You know what? It's fine. I think we're just about done, are we? Once they get that water out of there, which will make a slightly higher priority, that will mean we have nothing left in here that they need to deal with. And done. Oh, there was a suggestion that we use mechanized airlocks in here to block off the rads that we could open and close. Problem is, they don't really block an awful lot. I mean, I think about 27% is the most you can get out of the metal, so compared to plastic, which blocks 68, is it? 68, yeah. We would need so many doors. I mean, it would help a little, but not enough that we would be able to send in duplicates. All right, I think we're good. Let me just triple check everything and then we can turn this back on. Yep, we're good to start this up. We'll make sure that no one's allowed in here anymore, and then we'll just flick the switch. And that should start her up pretty much straight away. Well, okay, we've just put in about 130 kilos. Actually, a little bit more. That's 180 kilos of enriched uranium. And soon we'll have steam again. Yes, there we go. Alright, because that is powering our oxygen production over here. What are we up to? Our oxalate production is like 2,800 kilos of oxalate. That is perfect. We also, on suggestion from the comments, threw a bunch of sweetles in here. We have a bunch of them lying around. Some of these are elderly and going to die off. In fact, we've got a few more sweetles somewhere else. I think it was over here. Yes, we shall wrangle you up as also. Why not? The more the merrier. I'll leave one egg there, though. We don't want to take all of our sweetles. And oh my god, I've just realised the amount of thimbleweeds we've got going on. Oh, by the way, maybe pick those up. This is still not run out of backup water. Like, for example, this should be able to consume all of the excess water we produce, so we're not going to worry about the growth halted from temperature. That was one thing I was worried about. This stuff is, it's not coming out at 22 degrees. It needs to be 22 degrees or the thimbleweed will stifle. We need to maybe heat this up a bit. I really don't want to waste time heating this stuff, though. That feels like a waste of energy. You know what? I will worry about it later. It's space time. For going into space, we are going to need a team. And we've put down a couple of skill scrubbers here, and here. And the team I'm thinking of sending over is basically our best diggers. Brendan here, excellent digger, and they've got a knack for it. And also Mellington. Yeah, we can afford to send them away for a bit. So the two of them, and we'll send in Hubert to actually fly the ship. So I'm thinking we skill scrub all three of them before we send them over because, well, the morale requirements are just a scooch high right about now. While our skill scrubbing is going on, we've actually got some waterweed seeds mutated. Yes, excellent. In fact, that means I'm going to let everyone back in here. For the time being, I had limited this so only our farmer could get in. I wanted to make sure our farmer was the only one harvesting in here. Just because. Let's see. Yeah, and make sure you take out those as well. That means we can put down ourselves one of those little stations. What we're going to do now is mop up all the gunk that's in there. There we go. Sweepy duck. You can go in that section. I think we'll actually power it with the same thing that's using the reactor. Why not? You can go down there. Perfect. That will allow us to get rid of the water, though I would prefer if someone harvested that water weed sooner rather than later. If we could get that now, that'd be great. Come on, Jeremy. You're terrible at that. Oh, and as well as that, we are scrubbing down the sink we found using the artifact analysis station. The reason for that is that we've actually... Ooh, seed analysis complete, waterweed. Excellent. We don't even care what the mutation is because we're not going to be growing waterweed. Colony achievement earned. Which one was this one? 1 year to be exact. Yep, it's been a whole year. We still haven't knocked out all the ones. I've been going through all of these, looking at all the ones we can get, and some of them are easy. Like build, all we have to do is get a room. So build a bedroom, a hospital, and a recreation room. That can actually be done very quickly. But there's a few of them that are going to take a while, which is the ones we've been concentrating on. GMO A, that one's going to be tricky. We still have, let's see, we've got access to, yeah, all of these actually. Dust cap, gas. We haven't got access to gas grass yet or nosh sprout, but all the rest of them are on planets we've visited already. So, but we'll still have to mutate them once we get our hands on them. And Mine the Gap is going to be difficult. But I'm thinking we'll soon have enough rads to do that. The radical trip, have rad boats travel a cumulative 10 kilometers. That one's going to be really, really, really easy, actually. So we're not too worried about that one. We're just going to worry about these two ones for now, and the rest we can fill in. The only other one that is a little bit of a problem is job suitability and no place like clone. So have 20 duplicants living in the colony at one time. That's fine. We just have to hire one more dupe, and it's going to be a farmer. But the problem we have is job suitability. All dupes complete an exosuit errand in the day for 10 days in a row. So everyone has to have an exosuit on when they do at least one errand in a day. That's going to be tricky. What I had to do last time was we'll have to redesign the bedrooms, have everyone the moment they get out of bed get into an atmosuit, and then spend the entire day in atmosuits. So I'm thinking what we do is we go up to 20 duplicants. That will knock out that one achievement. Then we're going to have to reconfigure all of our bedrooms so that we have them all come out of their beds, go straight into an atmosuit. And we're going to need a lot of reed fiber for that. The reason we're going to need so much reed fiber is, well, those atmosuits are going to degrade really quickly, and I'd prefer to have all of them have at least a few skill points up so they can get the atmosuit durability training first. Okay, but they're the ones we're concentrating on. For now, though, we're going to skill scrub up those dupes. Once they're all successfully skill scrubbed, and... oh, it reminds me we can dig that up there. Once they're all successfully skill scrubbed, we're going to send them off in the rocket to Ani, which is this planet here, and is covered in a whole bunch of metals that we're going to bring back home with us. Then, once we've got all of this metal back home, we can complete our power spine, which is going to be necessary. At the same time, we are accumulating rads up here like crazy from our nuclear reactor. And that means we've got, what, 3,083 rads in each one of those tiles. Oh, I noticed something here. When you compress liquids, their ability to block radiation keeps going up. So even though this is nuclear waste, it's actually blocking radiation, 100% of it. So any rads coming from space that hit this get blocked and don't make it out the other side. So space rads can't pass through it. Meaning, as you can see here, this is perfectly rad-free all the way down. That's amazing. Our entire team here is loaded on board and good to go. Let's launch this rocket and get on our way. Yes, let me double check everything. Engine full. Excellent. All right, off you go. Perfection. Now I'm thinking for this rocket here, we're going to use that for science. But before we get started on our science rocket, there is one thing we can take care of, and that's Contrilia over here has access to spindle grub fruits. We are going to send a bunch of those seeds back home because spindle grub fruits are seeds we have not mutated yet. Seeds planted, they're going to get rubbed, whatever. They're what is it called? Sweetle tending. So they're sweetle tended. That's perfect for us. That's fine. They should grow really fast down there, and we'll soon have a whole bunch of them. Now, at the same time, our crew has arrived over here at Ani. Of course, they immediately scalded themselves when they tried to get out of the rocket into the steam, so now they're all injured just instantly the moment they arrive, which is fine. And we have queued up a lot of dig commands for them to take out all of the surrounding metals. We want them to basically strip mine this asteroid of all of the ores that we can bring back that'll be useful for making a power grid. At the same time, they're going to end up living on this planet, so they can use all this stuff here. We've left a whole bunch of stuff behind, including a fridge full of berry sludge, because, we knew we were coming back at some point. Now we just have to make sure we... What the hell are they doing? Oh, oxalite. 1 second. This is a very high priority oxalite storage up here. We're going to say sweep only? Yeah, we're going to make that a sweep only for now, just to stop them from bringing all the oxalite in. Turns out there is a puffed prince over here, and it's been producing some oxalite, and we don't want that oxalite getting mixed in with things. We want to bring back the fertilizer as well. There's so much we want to bring back from this asteroid. Anyway, while they're busy doing all of that, I have to keep an eye on them in the background because they will probably get themselves trapped somewhere if we're not careful. We need to make this into a research module. Ooh, that means... Oh, ceiling collapse. Already? Seriously, guys, where was it? And the place is flooding. What did I do? How did I... God damn it! We managed to flood everywhere. It's only the first few commands. Ah, my bad. Oh, there was some polluted mud. The polluted mud dropped, and now we're hemorrhaging water everywhere. Well, just great. Just absolutely great. Okay, gives us a shortcut there at least. We've got in a replacement ladder. Our duplicants are off busy doing their thing, and yeah, Hubert here has experienced that bug where they try and do their eating animation every time they try and do a chore. So it looks like they're eating all the polluted water, which is pretty dark, but, you know, kind of hilarious. At the same time, all the rest of this is going on. We're getting lots of metals mined out. Once they're finished with that, they'll start scooping the mined metals up and bring them over here and put them in those storage bins. They're on level 3. And once we've got them all full, then we'll get around to loading them up. But for now, we need to redesign this ship. That needs to go. And, oh, damn it, I have no oxygen for this yet, do I? We accidentally may have flooded our oxalite refineries. Yeah. So I was using the ice down here to... I built a bunch of ice temperature shift plates, but they immediately all melted, which... Not my smartest plan. So then it flooded this whole area. But we pumped it all up into these tanks over here, and these liquid tanks are now full of it. Well, guys, seriously, there's only a few 100 grams. Stop being flooded. Yeah, drama queens. There we go. We've got oxide production started again. Excellent. In that case, time to build some rockets. This is going to be our research rocket. Well, orbital data collection lab. We've stuck in some oxide here to give us a little bit of oxygen pressure to start. That should hopefully mean our duplicants can stay in there for at least a little bit of time. It's barely breathable, but that's better than nothing. We're also going to stick in a little mini gas pump here to, well, remove all the carbon dioxide as well. Preferably better than in a better way than we did the last time. While we're waiting for this ship to build, we've actually got access to new printables right now, and I think we found our final duplicant. What we've got here is someone who's good at agriculture. We need a farmer. They've got supplying and tidying, so, you know, that's 2 decent enough skills. And plus, this will get us to number 20, and I'm kind of in a rush. Yokel cannot do researching, unconstructive can't do building, and unpracticed artists. So they're bad at art, building, and, well, actually, they can't do building at all, and they can't do science. Not really the biggest deal. Welcome to the team, Charlie Barnes. Oh, stress reaction, vomiter, overjoyed response, sticky bomber. Yeah, we're going to be sticking you straight into training. Now, you notice in the training here made a slight difference because it was pointed out to me in the comments that I was being a little bit silly. Skilled them up immediately into all the science skills. So if we check here under, where is it, heavy metal pie, you'll notice that we've put them into science, so this gives them a total of +8 science. That +8 science is nice because it increases their skill leveling by 80%. I knew this at one point, but I'd completely blanked it. What this means is when they're running on the wheel, they will now level up their machinery and their athletic skill 80% faster, meaning it will take them 80% less time to get to the level we want them to get to. So, yeah, all the new people now immediately go into sciencey type stuff to increase their leveling. Of course, Charlie here is special. They can't actually do science. So, yeah, they're just going to be stuck doing something else instead. We'll put them into improved carry. Damn, that's kind of annoying. That means it's going to take them the longest to level up. But hey, we can hold out in getting that farmer. We've got a little bit of time. We are slowly but surely filling this rocket. We're still going with the oxalite plant. In fact, I think I'm going to move the oxalite up there. And we'll change you to, actually, we'll make that a level 4. We'll move all of our oxalite up there. We're going to need someone staying in this rocket for a while to produce the necessary research. The reason being, I think it's every 5 plastic that can get us 1 research point in this data analysis one at the bottom, and we need 250 of those just to knock out Radbolt propulsion. That's going to be a little while, alright. We now have the orbital data collection thingy in there, and it turns out that does not affect the Great Hall bonus, so this place is still technically a Great Hall. All we're doing right now is putting in the gas filtration so that we can whisk out all of the carbon dioxide. We're going to want to put this duplicant in space for about 10 cycles, I suppose. Hopefully we can keep their mood high enough to knock out an achievement while we're there. if we go under colony summary here, have the duplicants in one rocket survive in space for 10 cycles in a row with a morale of 25 or higher. So I think that should be possible. We'll stick them in space for 10 cycles. We'll give them a whole bunch of plastic. They crank out a whole bunch of science and hopefully knock out this moral high ground one, which would be nice. Oh, and we've also managed to knock out the achievement No Place Like Clone, which is nice. We've now got a population of 20. I think once we've strip mined this asteroid, Ikiani, and we've strip mined Bloom Oil, whatever, the oil asteroid, once we strip mine both of those, I think then we can just hunker down on our planet and just knock out all the last of the achievements. The only other achievements we'll have to do will involve going to explore all the other planets and putting down, basically just sticking down a duplicant, putting down a gate, putting down a rocket landing pad, putting down a gate, and then just leaving. Also, we will have to go over here and grab these, what do you call them, these gassy moos. So we're going to have to go over there at some point and grab those. But for now, we have a focus and a plan. Oh, and I kind of messed up over on Ikiani. I somehow managed to get Millington trapped up here. I didn't have some ladder segments, and they got stuck up there. It was a bit of a problem, but to fix them now, after they had their little bit of a mental break, we've got them on a massage table, which is on a carpeted tile, in a massage room, which is a massage clinic. So their stress reduction right now is minus 60% from receiving clinic massage and minus 15% for tickled toesies for being on the carpeted tile, which is kind of incredible. That's a minus 75% stress a cycle. That's incredibly powerful. That makes it so much easier to keep them out of the stress zone. They're going to recover super quick. Anyway, everyone's now bringing the resources up here. They've cut about 115 tons of cobalt to have to move, 7 tons of gold amalgam. We're also going to get them to move any buddy bub seeds, some of the dust cap seeds, and the bog seeds. What do you call it? Bog bucket seeds? Yeah, bog bucket seeds. So we can bring those home and mutate them. Sure reminds me, did we get any new mutations in a while? Come on, let's see. No, not that I can see. Pity. Soon enough. Okay, over here, though, we are doing glass. The reason we need glass is we need the solar panels for our rocket. Now, this is very much a jerry-rig sort of thing. Well, we were close to a power spine, so we put it in there. Do not put the power spine in there, because that molten glass will melt it. That's happened to me before with lead wire. And this is made of gold. What's happening here is the hot glass comes out this pipe made of ceramic and drops down here into our cooling plate. And we're cooling this plate in the most back-asswards way possible. Here it is. That's 1800 C, 10 kgs of glass. It drops down there, and when it gets a bit warm, it gets cooled down fairly quick. What's going on is all of that chilled water we picked up from down here from the melted temperature shift plates, that stuff there, we're just sort of rotating it around. So this all gets rotated around here, passes through those steel tiles, which can't melt because of the molten glass, and then it just keeps going. So this stuff's coming out about 23, 24C, but it keeps going round and round and round. So all of these little tanks of liquid are getting rotated through. It's absolute perfection. Oh, and there's extra water getting added in here. I put down a couple of extra temperature shift plates, and we just keep dumping in more and more water to add more temperature. Problem solved. Our ship is ready to take off. We have it loaded up with about 40 kilos of berry sludge, 100 rad pills, 20 tons of plastic, and the orbital data collection thing is set to forever. This is also set for a timer sensor, so 50 seconds out of every 600 it should activate this gas pump to remove the carbon dioxide. Now, I have been advised that if I stick on this gas output filter here, this will dump the stuff into space when we're in space. It won't work when we're on the ground, but once we're in space, any excess carbon dioxide should get dumped out that vent. Well, let's hope that works. For now, let's put them into orbit. You know what? There is fine. Why don't we launch you into space? Oh, and before we do that, the glass down here, we made a few changes. We basically have the liquids passing through each tank in order, and that way it spreads out the cooling better. It was just beforehand what was happening was all the temperature was ending up in the first tank, and none of the others were sharing it. So just by doing it that way, we've managed to spread out the heat throughout all the water. At the same time, I moved this pump down a bit, put in a mesh tile, so that now whenever we put down some temperature shift plates, the water floods in here, this pumps it into the tanks, and this is a good way of getting rid of the ice while simultaneously cooling down our production here of oxalite, because oxalite can come out a bit warm. We don't be putting warm oxalite into our rockets, and we could put down a steam turbine, we could put down a whole bunch of things, but this just seems well, just kind of like a simple fun way to do things. All right, time to launch you into space. It's time to see if we can get this working. Now, we stuck on 3 solar panels on top, 1 battery. Is that battery charged? Wow, that battery is not even charged yet. Never mind. In that case, let's just see if there's anything we missed. Just go into space. You'll be fine. Probably. Go on, you wanna launch? No? Alright, tugboat. Oh, and you see, the moment they start taking off, those solar panels all start maxing out. Once that thing's in space, the solar panels will give you 60 watts per minute. So that thing's actually generating, well, 180 watts per minute while in space. So if we check here, we should have plenty of power to do what we're hoping to do. And tugboat. Okay, how many data banks have you made already? 2 data banks? Right. And then we're up to 3 data banks. What's the skill that's in use here is what I'm wondering. I think this is the engineering skill, or the, where is it, mechanical skill? Yeah, machinery. Okay, they're at 9. Well, let them do their thing and see if that works out. If that's what, I think that's what the main thing they need to do that is. Also, we've stuck them in a lit work environment, so yeah, lit workspace. Perfect. Okay, you go do your thing. Though I don't think we're going to be able to keep their morale above 20 for the whole time. The reason being, well, all we've got to keep up their morale is food and the party line. That's pretty much it. So we may have to give up on that one of the colony achievements. This particular run will have to make a specialized rocket module to keep a duplicant happy in space. One that doesn't require all this space junk. Alright, Ikiani, finish up your mining. Load all of those up. Jesus, that is a lot of resources. I can just feel myself getting greedier and greedier and greedier. I need to, like, have a hard limit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to excavate out this last bit here and then no more. I know there's more metals here, but I want this stuff coming back so we can start working on our power grid and working on the next levels. As well as that, we're still waiting on this to produce at least 250 data banks, which should not be too much of an issue. Oh, that reminds me. I need to replace some of these igneous rock tiles with plastic tiles. This gas output thing does not dump stuff into space, which is a problem. We're going to end up with carbon dioxide gas accumulating here and giving problems to Tugboat. Over at Tugboat, they're actually having a great time. We go under Colony Summary down here, Moral High Ground, you can see that they have actually had plus 25 morale for the last 3 cycles, meaning in 7 more cycles we'll have knocked out that achievement. But I think what we're going to do first is we're going to replace those tiles with plastic ones, and then what we can do is put down a little gas bridge here, and that'll suck all of the carbon dioxide down to this end of the pipe. Just once I change their priorities. Actually, never mind. They are incapable of building. They are unconstructive, so they need to survive without suffocating for another 7 cycles. They might be able to do it. And if they don't, they'll just have to get up every night. I mean, we'll sort something out. I suppose we could move the ox like that. No, then we'll overpressurize it and they're going to get popped eardrums. Nope. Nope. We'll leave it and hope that works out. Yep, probably works out. Yeah, how we doing down here? Yeah, and someone go submit their bioscan. That door is just annoying me. Anyone? No. No one wants to get on that. Not even a little bit. If I was to make that oh, Hubert's going to come along and do that. Alright, as well as that, we've got a honey jar here. That honey jar we need to take home with us for another achievement, which is these ones up the top. Cosmic Archaeology. Study different terrestrial artifacts. We've already done 1, which was the sink. So this is the second one, and then we have to get 10 space artifacts. The space artifacts should be, well, hopefully easier. The problem with taking that one home is we need to put in, deconstruct that. And then what we can do is put in a pedestal, put it on the pedestal, deconstruct the pedestal. Fairly straightforward. One other entry we appear to have discovered is, well, discovered database entry by inspecting facility ruins. We inspected a ruin. I thought that was just, you click on these things and click inspect, or where is it? Like clicking on a filing cabinet and clicking the inspect button. Turns out inspection means open the security door. I was thinking that one had bugged out, but no, it seems opening the security door is what triggers that one. And well, you live and you learn. Now, does someone want to bring along our little artifact here? Oh god, I'm going to have to scroll down through miles these, aren't I? Oh, there we go. Honey jar. Put that on there. We'll take that home with us. Oh, Tugboat just got a level in machinery. So yes, this definitely is machinery that it's leveling up. Perfect, perfect. So, that's good to know. I would have thought it was science. Well, I was worried it was science, but the wiki said other things. Alright, and how's our carbon dioxide looking? Yep, that's looking, unpleasant. And there's not even much we can do about it. We can't build anything, so or deconstruct anything. So even if we click deconstruct, they can't do it because they don't have the option of doing anything, which means we can't even move the oxlight down there if we wanted to. Yeah. Oh well. While we wait for Tugboat to knock out that achievement for us, I think we can go back home and knock out another achievement of our own. I'm thinking there's one that's quite easily obtainable right about now that would free up a bit of space for us simultaneously. Some reservations improve duplicate morale by designating 4 areas as nature reserves. We have one nature reserve already up and running. That is our central corridor one right here. So all we need is 4 plants and one of these nature reserve signs. So if we were to say put a nature reserve sign right there, surround that with a few doors, say like there. That should be a nature reserve. Then, okay, this one gets a little bit more complicated, but it should just be a case of like there. Perfect. And then down here, we'll put ourselves down a pip and get them to plant us 4 plants. Once the 4 plants are down, we should be able to make a 3rd nature reserve. Oh, you, come here. While we've been getting to work on this, we've encountered a problem. Cramped. Basically, all of these fish, there's too many of them in one spot now. We've got 283 critters, and the fish are getting a little bit overcrowded. There's just not enough space in this room. See, this room is 2,128 tiles, and it's quite big. It's just, it extends down here a bit, and we've blocked off some areas, so I think we've just decreased it below the point where these fish are happy. But what we can do is, if you notice, this is still the exact same room, so we're going to go up here, and we've put down a little blob of naphtha right there, and we're going to open ourselves out to space. Now, don't worry, there's method to the madness, hopefully. Once we break this open, it should increase the size of the room. The room's 2,128 tiles. And then once we break out into space, sorry, this could take a moment, 71,365 tiles, which much better. Now, of course, we don't want the oxygen escaping, so what we did was we put a blob of naphtha right there. Oh, Sexy's going to stand outside to build it. Well, I hope you can run inside pretty quick. There we go. And now that is still 71,367 tiles. Whatever. It's a lot of tiles, and there's no oxygen escaping. So our fish should now no longer be cramped. Wait, they're still overcrowded, but does that mean the reproduction is now back up? Change per cycle 7%. Okay, so everyone's reproducing again. I think that's what killed off our fish population last time also. But now we're golden. And where were we? Yes. You. Have you planted your first seed? Excellent. Then, yeah, we'll take out another couple of tiles. First one down. I don't think they can plant in granite, so we'll just let them plant in the igneous rock. It'll be fine. That's 3. Come on, Pip. Just one more. Come on, one more is all we need. So close. Well, we wait for this Pip to get around to deciding whether or not it wants to plant anything. Oh, wait, did we leave the seeds? Please tell me we left the seeds. Ah, damn it, we didn't. We swept up the seeds because I'm an idiot. While we're waiting for that to sort itself out, Ikiani is doing pretty good. Everyone should be running in and out of here like crazy to drop off resources. Where are you? Yeah, we brought everything up here, and now we've set a sweep command, and inside the ship itself, we have put in a bunch of automatic dispensers. Turn off. No, they're all good. They should be coming along to drop stuff off of them. What have we got there? We've got granite, honey jar, cobalt ore, and then here we've got... come on. We'll give them a few minutes, but they should get around to dropping off all of this stuff in here. Though I may have to turn off the grounded thing. And achievement earned. What do we get? Some reservations. Okay, perfect. That means that Pip did its job. Good job, Pip. Now, in that case, we can rip out this whole area. I was leaving those around because I knew I had to not get that achievement at some point, but now with this frees up all this area for construction projects. I also went around and got rid of all the gases that were here, so all of the carbon dioxide and the chlorine have been moved. Excellent. After cleaning this out, we did manage to get a print of a dust cap. Well, they're on their way back home, right? So we chucked down a dust cap right here. It's not... We had to actually rip out all the bristle blossoms because we had to take out the light. The light was interfering with the dust cap. But that should get us the dust cap mutation soon enough. Hopefully. Which reminds me, I should make sure I let everyone in for a minute. Just for a minute. Because I didn't want to... I wanted to allow people to deconstruct stuff. And Jerome was not going to get around to that deconstructing anytime soon. All right, with that done, there's just one last thing to do. Where are you? You just need one more cycle. One more cycle of happiness. Where's, no, not that one. This one. If they survive for one more cycle up here and keep their mood, we'll knock out the last achievement they've... Well, we'll knock out that happiness achievement. All right, it's almost nighttime. I think it's when the cycle changes over, is it? Come on. There we go. And Tugboat looks so happy about it. Look at him. Beautiful. Let's make sure we got that one knocked out. Moral high ground. Done, done, and done. Right, well, in that time, they managed to knock out 175 databanks. I think we land them and start research. Then we'll do a few modifications and send them back into space. They can churn out as much of them as we possibly can. I mean, think about it. They've got 142,000 calories left. We should be able to keep them up here for, God, until we get all of the research necessary. I think you need about 1,000 or 2,000 of the data banks to knock out all the research. And the ones we're interested in are Radbolt engines and high velocity destruction. Well, namely because it's called high velocity destruction. That is a delicious title. Anyway, at the same time, Iki Ani, we've almost got most of the resources loaded. Once they've got it in, we're going to head back. But I am, of course, out of time again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and good luck.